In his life, the late Professor George Magoha wore many hats, and he never shied away from shooting from the hip if it meant it got things done and done well. Our reporter Leila Mohammed looks back at the life and times of the Buffalo as he is fondly remembered, and he passed away on Tuesday evening at the Nairobi hospital.
George Albert Omore Magoha was stern in his tough-talking demeanor that he carried with him everywhere he went.
Why should educated people say that this CBC never went to parliament?
Once in a while, he would break into a hearty laughter just to break the ice and ease the tension that his authoritative voice brought to a room. Before he took office as the Cabinet Secretary for Education, replacing Amina Mohammed in 2019, George Magoha had a stellar career in academia that spanned 4 decades, culminating in the highest echelons of university leadership when he served as the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nairobi.
Throughout my short period in public service, I have found out that processes are so good. The processes are always very good. When you want to measure what you have achieved with that process, there is nothing to measure.
His ambition, quick thinking and practical leadership skills saw him rise to the position of UON's Vice-Chancellor in 2005, retiring in 2014 when he is accredited for instituting several changes at the institution.
Are we together?
Before taking up position as the CS who shepherded the CBC curriculum preparations to transition into junior secondary school, Magoha was in charge of administering national exams, and it is under his leadership that some changes in how exams are conducted and marked were made.
You don't have to go and become something else because you can't pass mathematics.
No, I know that. We want to go there now, quickly. Hello, Mzazi.
In his bid to ensure a 100% transition into secondary school, Magoha, son of Magoha, as he referred to himself, jumped through streams of human waste in Nairobi's slum dwellings and other areas of the country where he traversed, sitting in the small roomed teen houses in a bid to convince the parents and the students that with or without funding, the government was determined to ensure that the right to education was granted to all Kenyan children, no matter their social status.
Instruct the head, whoever is heading, to create space for this child.
The location or weather was never a reason to miss an opportunity at looking dapper for the professor of surgery, who was also an established urologist. His sharp suits were an added characteristic to his towering figure, even when the cabinet accompanied the head of state to hot weather locations like Mombasa.
How can a stray boy be arrogant? We were trained to be servant leaders.
The tough-talking Magoha was a hard worker who earned the title Buffalo, a strong-willed character that was never shy to take on even the harshest of his critics.
If you want me to serve political interest, with all due respect and humility, I am the wrong person for that appointment.
He sought to steer clear of the political rhetoric in the country at the final year of office of President Uhuru Kenyatta, even when his colleagues in cabinet hit the campaign trail running, choosing to focus on the construction of 10,000 classrooms in what would have been the junior secondary section in the existing secondary schools. Though he excelled in much of everything that he did in life, on the dance floor, he seemed to have 2 left feet, but even then, he seemed elated at the rhythm of the music and enjoyed himself in dance on several occasions. His gait, demeanor of no-nonsense and straight shooting is what many will remember him for, but for the many who engaged with him in his duties like journalists, a softer side of the professor showed itself in words and deeds.
I've seen you, I think I've seen you, but I haven't seen you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Do you shake hands?
I do.
Thank you, I have to ask.
Leila Mohammed, NTV.